Hi everybody, Leah here with your weekly card reading for the week starting Monday the 13th of November, and the first card has literally just flown out of the pack. So the first card this week is peace, and this is probably quite needed everywhere at the moment. There's so much happening in the world, and a lot of unknown, I guess. There's going to be a lot of changes. We're seeing a lot of changes in our government. A lot of celebrities having a major fall from grace right now, and there's so much happening, and I think we're questioning a lot of stuff because you think you know people and you think you know how things are, and then to find out that nothing was as it seemed can be really quite overwhelming, and makes you just start to question life a little bit and your own values and where you're headed. So this card's letting you know, don't get caught up in the hate or the anger or the upset and the fear, particularly the fear that could be around now, and find a way for you personally to stay at peace with what's happening in the world. Just trust in the process, do the work you need to do, be the person you want to see more of in the world, and that is the biggest impact that you can have in bringing peace to the world. It's also about letting go of the past. If you're holding on to things, if you're holding on to grudges, if you're holding on to situations and experiences that are stopping you from moving forward or being the person you want to be, then this card's telling you it's time to let that stuff go. And I know that's not easy. It's so much easier said than done. But this has been a continuous message throughout 2017. And we're almost at 2018. And if you can do this work now and let go of it now, your 2018 is going to look very different to if you go into next year holding on to this stuff, then it could be another year of processing and making these changes. And so this card's letting you know that if you can make those changes now, if you can let go of what is no longer useful for you, or it's not, it's served its purpose, then you can create a much nicer 2018. So it's really important to put that effort in now and to do that for yourself, but for those around you as well. And then the next card is new beginnings. So very in keeping with the first card. If you can let go of that stuff, you can change your whole life. Your life will look very different. And so this card's all about starting a new life, making changes. For a lot of you, it's going to be finding your soul purpose and really starting to work with that, not just around career, but your soul purpose can be very much around who you are and the relationships that you have and those kinds of things as well. So review your past. What have you learnt? What do you still need to learn? What can you let go of? What changes do you need to make in order to have this great new life that you deserve to have? And so really spend some time this week thinking over that, reviewing life, reviewing everything to this date, to this point in your life, and you can learn a lot from that. And sometimes even just journal it, write down those experiences, those things that you need to let go of but you've been holding on to. Journal it, get it all out of your body, and sometimes that's enough just to have that acknowledged in writing that did happen, and yes, it sucked. But what did I learn from it? What did I get out of it? What purpose did that experience have in my life? And if you can do that, then you'll be able to let it go. And the third card is perspective. So I think this is sort of in keeping with those two, that if it's a person that you're having to let go of, that you need to forgive or release or whatever, then once you've done all of your work, then try and see it from their point of view. What did they learn? What can you learn from looking at it from their point of view? Maybe it's not exactly as we remember it. Maybe there's things that we could have done differently that we didn't. So trying to see things from the other person's point of view can make a big difference as well in being able to then let it go and forgive and move on. And it's not saying, if it is a person, it's not saying you keep them in your life. You don't have to, but forgiving them and letting them go can be really beneficial for you in moving forward. But you don't need to be friends with them. You don't need to keep them in your life. And then from my cards this week, 2 cards came out. The first one was nourishment. So nourishment is so important, especially coming into this time of year. You know, we have Christmas parties, life's busy, so we can sort of get a bit caught up in just eating you know, processed foods and quick takeaway and things like that. So this card's just a reminder that if you want to have if you want to be able to do all this inner work and live a good, healthy life and function well, then you need to give your body what it needs in order to do that. So it's just a gentle reminder to eat well, lots of veggies, eat organic where you can, limit sugar and grains if you can, but listen to your body. Your body will tell you if you eat something your body doesn't like, it's going to let you know that. So, but listen to that and then go, okay, well, maybe I'll just cut that out for a while and see if I feel better. And try and eat in a way that, a really conscious way. Like, just ask yourself, does this food nourish me? Is it serving a purpose by eating this, or is it maybe to deal with an emotional aspect of life? Or, I know myself, like, I deserve a treat, but, filling your body up with crap really isn't a treat. So it's changing that way of thinking as well, and we all do it. It's a process. And the next card was music. So music is a really great way of processing your emotions and letting them out. I love to play the piano, so if I'm feeling particularly out of sorts, there's nothing better than going and sitting at my piano, just playing songs, having a sing, and just processing those emotions and getting them out. And that works really well for me. I always feel better after some time at the piano. I might be putting on, get an 80s playlist on Spotify or whatever you listen to, and just dance around the house, and you can do it while you're cleaning or doing your dishes or cooking your food, so that it's not an extra chore you're adding to your list, something you have to do, but something that makes those other chores doable and fun. And it's good for your body to move, and moving is a really good way of processing energy. So if you're feeling like you've got a lot of heavy stuff going on, movement is a great way to get that out of your body. So while you're doing the mental work, you can also be doing the physical work to get rid of it as well. For you, it might be going to the gym and putting a playlist on your on your iPod and running on the treadmill and getting out that way. I know some of my friends love going boxing. Just that movement of just getting out those emotions is really good. So another thing that can be really helpful is writing a song. Whatever the process that's going on, sit down and just try and put some words to it. And even if you might not play the piano or guitar or anything that you can actually put music to it, but you can write a song, just write the lyrics, and that's a really good way of getting it out and feeling acknowledged and justified in how you're feeling, and processing it. So it could be a really big week for a lot of you. It might be a bit full on. So really take that time out to do the self-care, a salt water bath, Epsom salts in the bath, just a walk around the block each night, whatever it is for you. But take care of yourself, and I'll see you again next weekend. Bye.